What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar and some very important levels to be watching for. But before I break anything down, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. I also want to apologize, guys, about my audio quality. It might not be the best as I'm using a laptop right now. I'm doing this because my PC broke, and I'm still waiting for the parts to come in. They should be coming in today. I should be able to repair that as soon as possible once they come in, and then things should go back to normal in terms of audio quality and my setups and such. At least by then. Otherwise, I'm still going to just use this laptop for the time being. I am sorry. Just bear with me for a little bit of a while, and then things should go back to normal very, very soon. Anyways, when it comes to Tesla's rebounding as we predicted yesterday. You can see this on the hourly. It's actually approaching the 20 EMA as resistance, 186.6 to 186 flat. And Tesla's showing some life. If we break this, we could easily push up to higher levels, but we're going to be watching this very carefully as we have some big levels developing. Now, I just want to mention that when it comes to SPY, we have just over 300,000 calls expiring and just under 760,000 puts expiring. So there's a 2.34 puts to call ratio developing on SPY, and this does favor the bulls somewhat more. The market makers may hold the markets up and even squeeze the shorts. Now, for Friday, and don't forget that we also happen to have American Express and a few other earnings that just came out. Very minor stuff, nothing too crazy. For other pieces of news, you can see the futures slipped on Friday morning ahead of the final trading session of the week. This was because of Intel dropping 11% after it missed on the outlook, but things are improving somewhat. On top of this, the US GDP rose 3.3% above expectations, but simultaneously, other companies like Microsoft, Levi's, and Paramount all are going to be reducing their workforces. Microsoft wants to lay off 1,900 workers, not to mention Levi is taking up about 15% of the global staff. The FTC is digging into AI, announcing an inquiry into the biggest players like Amazon, Alphabet, and the list goes on. And finally, we know about Tesla. This thing had some not the best earnings. Outlook was not that strong, and we saw this thing drop very hard. But sometimes you could argue it dropped too hard too fast, and it's due for an attempt to rebound. Tesla also recalled nearly 200,000 vehicles in the US over the rear view camera bug. But the thing is, this is not your typical recall because Tesla already fixed the issue with an over-the-air software update, which says right over here. The company already released an over-the-air software update free of charge to owners to remedy the issue. So this is taken care of. The media does not have to be screaming so much about this, but they love to do things like that about Tesla anyways. So let's talk about Tesla. How are things looking? As predicted, Tesla has bounced. It's making its way back up to 185, trying to break this. If Tesla manages to break it, you're going to be watching basically 188 and then 190 as our resistance levels if we get above basically this 185 to 186 resistance. So watch those levels very carefully. For support, if Tesla breaks down, watch 182.5 is the next key support. If we lose that, there's 180. And if we lose 180, we're going to be sinking down to 175. In my opinion, Tesla might shop around a bit between 185 and 186. We have to try to break that. I think there's going to be an attempt to break it. If we do break it, 188 is our next target. I think Tesla might attempt to try to push a little higher and then just chop around a bit, trade sideways for some time. But there's still some potential for it to try to push. On SPY, I just want to call out that SPY, we have a potentially bullish formation that's developing right here. We have a nice uptrend being established. And SPY is still in my opinion, forming kind of like a cup and handle like formation. So we're going to be watching to see if this thing could get some kind of breakout. If we break the high right here, our next target is 490. If we break down, if we continue to sink and we lose this wick right here at 487, our next target is 486. And below that, we have 485.4. In my opinion, SPY is on an uptrend technically. It's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Nice cup and handle. So this does favor the upside. We might see some buyers try to push it up, especially since we have all these shorts expiring. There's a good chance we might see this drag the market up higher. That does favor on the chart, but just to be safe, make sure you watch your levels. Now on the QQQ, I called out this bullish falling wedge. You guys can see we're actually starting to break out. We hit 425. And then once we hit 425, we're kind of coming back down, kind of shuffling between 424 and 425. If we're bullish and we break out above basically this high from up here, there is potential for it to go all the way up to 427 and then eventually 429. If we're bearish when this 424, our next target is going to be down to 422.5. But with this breakout from basically the falling wedge, there's a good chance that this could attempt to push even higher. So it doesn't look like it's done quite yet. So we're going to be looking to see if this thing could continue to creep its way up. But if anything, the QQQ got a nice breakout here. Watch and see how it reacts to 425. It's going to shuffle around here for some time, and we'll see if buyers could try to help it at that level. That's going to be very important. So watch for some shuffling in that area, and we'll see if it holds or not. If it fails to hold, expect a bigger dump. But I think it's going to shuffle around 425 for now, still holding up decently. On Nvda, in my opinion, let me just double check this. Nvidia is trying to basically rebound a little bit. I do want to mention that as far as the chart goes, we're approaching this resistance over here. We have this resistance at the 650 to 616 area. If we get this big rejection, you're going to be watching it basically retrace to 610. If we lose that, 605 is our next target. If we break above this 616 area, we could be pushing for 620 again. In my opinion, Nvidia is going to shuffle for some time, but I think it might attempt to break higher. So we're going to be watching to see if it can make that move. Let's see if we could try to establish a new trend. I think it's going to retrace a bit to about 608 or so, and then bounce and start pushing up for 616 again. That's what I'm seeing for Nvidia. Then we might just see a lot of sideways price action after that. And then for Apple's rejecting. It got a rejection very close to 195 again, but you could see how it's been stuck within these levels very, very nicely. So watch 194.4 is resistance. If we break this, there's 195. We have higher levels like 195.7 above that. For support, we have critical support. We have some minor support at 193.8, and there's 193.5. If we lose that, then 192.5 is coming. But if anything, I would say that this is looking like it's stuck within a range, and there's a very good chance that with this liquidity being grabbed here, they might try to push it back up to 195. It might trade sideways for some time and just remain indecisive. So I find that very probable for Apple. As long as we hold above 193.5, there's potential for it to just shuffle in this range. So watch that very carefully. Make sure you watch your levels. Don't forget that for today, there are a lot of shorts expiring, so the market makers could play their games again. So be very careful. Watch your levels, be very patient on a day like this. And with that being said, I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you for listening. Have an absolutely incredible day. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and peace out.